It's Charter Local Edition. Brad Pomerance here on the Central Coast with Ian Parkinson, Sheriff of San Luis Obispo County. And so I'd like to speak with you, if we may, about the use of technology in combating crime. I know it's become very popular for law enforcement agencies to use modern technology, and recently the San Luis Obispo County adopted one such event.
Yeah, I mean, I think technology can be used to your advantage as a force multiplier. We look at it to save personnel costs. I mean, 80% of most of our budgets are dedicated to personnel. They're expensive. And so we're looking at ways to improve visibility, improve apprehension, and then ultimately prevention.
So where do cameras come into play? There have been a lot of controversy about the red light cameras. We're not talking about those at this stage. And we're not talking about the body cameras. Another day we'll go there. What about just cameras that may be posted in plain sight?
Well, two things. One, you want them in plain sight. They also have signs posted saying that they're entering an area that's under surveillance in public area.
Why? Why do you want it in plain sight? Why do you want notice given to the potential bad guys?
Well, it's kind of like the same theory of having a black and white out there.
Yeah.
It's deterring crime, just the visual effect of it. But also, not everybody reads signs. Not everybody pays attention to that. And sometimes crimes are committed in other areas and they drive through there.
Sure.
So there's some distinct advantages to that as well.
So tell me what you did recently here in this county.
So we purchased two sets of camera systems, one for Shandon and one for San Miguel. And we put them on the main street.
Tell us about those communities for our viewers statewide.
There are rural communities, smaller communities that do not have police departments because they're towns as opposed to incorporated cities, patrolled by the sheriff. They're kind of at the outskirts of our town. San Miguel's in the extreme north end and Shannon's on the extreme east end. So they're a little longer to get out to. And so the idea is to, again, force multiply and have the ability to not only look at things live, so we can look at from our cell phones or from our dispatch center.
So it's not just that they're recording, but it's an extra set of eyes.
They're live-size feeds. So if we have an event up there, our watch commander or dispatcher can immediately look and see if they can see what's going on.
So where are they? Meaning, what type of road is it? What do we see?
Both of them are main roads in through town, in through the kind of their downtown area. They're mounted up on a light pole.
So I could see it if I'm driving by?
Yes, you could look up and see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not meant to be a hidden camera.
Right.
It's meant to be out there so people can see it. It's designed to focus on areas of public access only. And it does record and it loops. So if we have an event that occurred the night before, we can go back and look at the footage and see if the crime was captured on video.
How long will it save? Do you know?
We have several days.
Oh, so you're good.
Yeah, so yeah, we're good. It can be a delayed report a couple days later and we can still get to it.
So why did you pick these locations? You had suggested they're rural, a little far out. What else was part of the calculation?
Well, primarily it's areas that I want to have a higher visibility, and I really want the public to feel safe in those areas, and sometimes those are a challenge in remote areas. So those are the two areas that I picked to start, but I fully intend to expand. So
that was my next question.
Avila Beach, downtown, Cambria, all areas that tend to be a little less patrolled at times, and just kind of give us an added bonus.
Have you used them yet?
We did. We actually used during our test week, I would say. We just went officially live about a week ago. And unfortunately, we didn't capture what we wanted. But it actually taught us some valuable lessons. That's why we went through the test mode, because we wanted to see, are they pointed at the right direction? 3 of the 4 cameras built on the unit are pan-tilt zoom, so you can change the direction. One is a fixed lens camera.
From headquarters?
Yes.
So your watch commander can sit there and move the joystick, I guess you would say, to try to get a different angle?
Yes. And I can move it from my cell phone.
Really?
Yes. So we have, we probably have about half a dozen people that have it on their cell phone, so they can look remotely themselves and manipulate the cameras.
This is pretty terrific. I mean, this really could change the face of crime I mean, you're able to see what's going on live.
Well, we know you can't be everywhere.
Right,
Everybody,
clearly.
the old adage, where's the cop when you need him?
Right.
And so the idea is to kind of fill in some of the gaps.
I'd like to talk about Prop 47, if we may.
Okay.
Prop 47, of course, passed in 2014, reclassified certain crimes as misdemeanors as opposed to felonies or wobblers. There's been a lot of contention over 47. Has it or has it not caused an increase in crime? Any thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're still analyzing an early stage. I can say that since Prop 47, most counties have had an increase in property crimes, which was one of the things that we predicted as a result of Prop 47.
But do we know if it's because of 47? I mean, we're seeing more gang violence, we're seeing more homeless. Are there as many officers on the street as we'd like? There's AB 109. There's just a lot of factors.
Yeah, I would say this. This is what I firmly believe, that the one thing we can really point to is that the people that fall under Prop 47, there's less treatment for them. There's less people getting assistance for treatment.
And we can talk about that because I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on, it is undeniable
Yes.
that fewer people are going to drug court. And why is that? You've taught me. If the crime is a misdemeanor and not a wobbler or a felony, the DA can't say, well, if you go to drug court, we'll reduce this to a misdemeanor. It's already a misdemeanor.
Right.
And
they're not going many times to jail right away. With AB 109, we installed all these different drug treatment in custody, drug and alcohol treatment, and now they're not coming into custody because they're getting a ticket in the field. And so even the ones that actually came through our door, they were getting treatment and the treatment was available, and there's incentive for treatment, and that has been taken away.
So what's the answer? I mean, we have the voters that were clearly frustrated by a variety of factors, the perception of mass incarceration, the perception of unequal justice based upon ethnicity, the thought that we're going to be releasing prisoners because of overcrowding.
Well, I personally think there was two issues. First, I don't think there was as much frustration as led on, because I think the title of the bill was deceiving to people: safe schools and safe communities. Now, what does that mean to you? That they're going to be safer? There's really nothing in there that led me to believe that anything is going to be safer. But people typically don't read the entire bill. They read everybody wants safe schools and safe communities. So it passed, and I think the end result is that we're going to be suffering from it until it's amended, and I think there are solutions out there.
And let's talk about some of the potential amendments. I remember in the lead up to Prop 47 being on the ballot, I was getting emails from a lot of people who I would consider left of center. Mm-hmm. And you would think if one is left of center, you'd support Prop 47, trying to reclassify drug possession crimes. They were telling me vote no on Prop 47. Why? Because Prop 47 reclassified the theft of a gun as a misdemeanor if it was under $950.
Right.
And so there were strange bedfellows. But now there may be a change on the gun issue.
Yes, I think that was one of the areas that I think people immediately recognized, and how it got in and how it passed with that was a shocker to me, especially in light of the fact that we're passing gun laws, particularly in California, all the time, right, and gun laws that don't particularly do anything to change what's been happening in our environment.
Right.
But here, on one end, we're passing stricter gun laws, or at least trying to pass them, right, and then the other, we have somebody that's stolen a gun. The last thing we want stolen and used in a crime, and we say it's not so bad, let's make it a lesser crime.
So it looks like that will be changed. The legislature looks to be passing a fix to 47 on that one issue. When we come back, let's talk next time maybe about more potential fixes and the issue of gun control as well.
Absolutely.
He's Ian Parkinson. He's the sheriff of San Luis Obispo County. My name is Brad Pomerance on the Central Coast today. It's Charter Local Edition.